Hello, Pottery peeps. I had to do a voiceover because my microphone did not record this whole kiln opening. So I got an opportunity to learn how to edit something new. So hopefully this will work. First off, we're starting off with a bowl by Pottery by Mac, M-A-K. And this was a refire on B-Mix, and it's the Opulence Violet with coastal blue and honey flux. And in the last firing, it actually pinholed a couple of little pinholes, and still figuring out why I'm getting random pinholes with the coastal blue. This was a cone 5 firing with a 13-minute hold, and second firing took care of it, and it is absolutely beautiful. I've been looking forward to this kiln opening for a long time because it has all the fairy houses in it that I needed to get done for Christmas for my very good friend Lynn. I tell you, everybody needs a friend like Lynn. She's just amazing. I've been doing her Christmas for years, and she gets me her Christmas order early, and I always get the order to her just in time. Anyway, here's one of the halibut plates in one of the classes that we filmed. This was a disappointment. I have a couple of random pieces in here that I'm making a wind chime out of, and this is with the Clayscapes Nebula, and I'd forgotten that Nebula needs a hot cone 6. It is a stunning sapphire blue with sparkly bits in it on a cone 6, and it just did not perform, so I'll hold them back and fire in them again. Here's one of the angels that we did in the angel video, and I used the Amico amethyst and royal blue and wiped it back and then dipped it in clear, and I probably gonna luster them. A lot of you have asked me how I string the beads and the bells, and I just get a piece of cording and thread it through and make knots and until it all works. So it's just trial and error on how much you need and so forth. And I do, a lot of the times I've taken these in to Joann's to find the type of bead that I want to use for their heads. So they're awfully cute, but I do think I'm going to mother of pearl luster them. And here is one of the fairies. She is adorable. I used the amethyst and an aqua and royal blue, and then wiped it back underglaze, and then the blue hydrangea on her wings and sun-kissed stroke and coat on her hair and dipped her in clear, even over the blue hydrangea and the stroke and coat. And I mixed the color for the flower. I can't remember what that was. It was a combination of colors. So you'll have to excuse my voice too. I'm coming off a cold that I've had for 2 weeks. It's just not fair to be recovering from knee surgery and then to get a cold. My husband's no longer allowed to go to church until I have the next surgery because he brought it home and got the whole house sick. This is part of the fairy houses. This is what the fairy houses sit on. So you can burn a candle. Plus they just look really cute with all those hand sculpted flowers. In fact, I believe I go and show you what the finished fairy house looks like all put together. Eventually I'll come back. There I am. Alright, so there is the fairy house, and then it sits on the flowers. Isn't that cute? So cute. No wonder Lynn wanted more. They are cute, and I don't normally, I think this is the first time I've replicated fairy houses. Usually my fairy houses are each all one of a kind. They all tend to be one of a kind anyway when you're hand building, but you can definitely tell that these are very similar. So these are more of the halibut plates, and they are dipped in shadow blue clayscapes and orbe clayscapes, so, and overlapped in the middle. And this one, actually, its tail melted down and stuck to the shelf, but I'll be able to clean that up and it'll be just fine. Obviously, I'm saying something really important here that we can't get. Hopefully it was important. Well, I guess it won't matter now because nobody knows what I just said. More halibut plates. They're just so fun. I just love them. Gonna actually use one this weekend or this week for Thanksgiving. Put some dip in it and have it on the table. And I do believe I show you how they stack. And if you watch the video on how they're made, how important it is to pay attention to which direction they're going. We've got one swimming the other direction. So here's the 4 that stack, and then we have the one lone one that wants to, go against the grain or go against the stream. These are Hannah's. She does a bunch of hand building, and Hannah is Gone to Pot, TWO on Instagram. More of the fairy house bases, and these are all the hand sculpted flowers, and they're glazed in a bunch of stroke and coats, and I believe the firebrick red for the roses. So since they're all the same, I sped it up. Otherwise it gets monotonous, because here is the problem. So I've got this gnome cookie jar, and he was on a stilt because he's completely 100% glazed on the bottom, and he shifted in the firing into a winter fairy, and now he's got a fairy stuck on his nose and his beard. So I've got a problem. Watch to the end of the video to see what happens when I try to fix this problem. See who survives. Oh, and how I actually get them apart. Oh, I was so stressed out about this. Such a cute gnome too. I made the gnome using Michael Harbridge, Learned Fired Arts. He's got these orb molds, and they're all textured snowflakes that I built the body of the gnome, and then sculpted his beard and his shoes and his nose. And then this is his hat that certainly is not going to fit with a fairy attached to his nose. So this is potters are the best problem solvers. Well, I guess you'll get to see if I solve the problem or not. So every kiln opening I do, there's always something to find. Another fairy house. This one is glazed in, the only color I changed was the body of the house, and that one was Aurora Green by Mako. Another gnome. This gnome is not a cookie jar. He is just a gnome, and he is so handsome. He was done the same way as the other one, with Mulberry by Amico for the hat. And then I wiped in the amethyst and the royal blue underglazes on the body, and then just did clear over that. I left the shoes on this one, his little shoes, I left them the velvet black underglaze. I just love how soft and satiny it is. And I mixed underglazes for the color of his nose, and covered his nose and his beard in clear. But it's very Frozen inspired, the movie Frozen, the colors. I just love those colors together. I just think they're so fresh and crisp and just pretty. Just, yeah. Okay, here we are. This is what this kiln's all about, is getting these fairy houses done. These fairy houses take about 4 hours to make one, and with the tray, or with the base for the flowers, sculpting all the flowers, and about 4 hours to glaze them. I use coyote root beer for the wood. I Desert Dusk from Mako for the thatched roof, weathered stone for the stones, and then I did the fire brick red for the roses, blue hydrangea for the butterfly. This is another one with the aurora green. And then I also did robin's egg blue on a few of them for the body of the house. This one is macadamia for the house. I think it looks very much like an English cottage, you know, with whatever render they use for the outsides of the house to go with the thatched roof. I think it's a lot like that, very inspired by that. I don't usually make so many of the same. Most fairy houses I do are all individual. But for Lynn, she asks and I will do it. She's just that kind of friend. She just might have to wait most of the year to get them. I always make my deadlines, but sometimes I am right down to the deadline. Wouldn't have been a problem if they hadn't messed up my knee in March and I wasn't looking at having a reconstruction in 10 days. Here, if you're wondering what's going on and why I'm wiping everything, when you are unloading a kiln, you got to be careful. There are sometimes sharp bits of ceramic or bits of glass, and I cut myself. And so, don't worry, Lynn. I Cloroxed all the houses that I got blood on. But yeah, some things got little drops of blood, a little sacrifice there, a little magic. Another one with the macadamia as the base for the house. These are more of that wind chime with the nebula. I mean, it's a pretty color just as it is, but it's not the color I wanted, so it's going to go in for a refire and obviously going to get wiped down with a Clorox wipe because I'm bleeding all over it. I'm always cut somewhere or broken somewhere. Here's another little fairy, and she's the one holding the ladybug. Just love her. And she was done just like the other one was too, with the blue hydrangea. And I think she's going to get lustered. I think she needs to be. Fairies need to sparkle, be effervescent. And this is kind of the mother of the fairies. If you watch the angel video, you'll understand why. Hadn't meant to make fairies until I made that video, and lo and behold, I'm now making fairies. There's a fun little butterfly. I think that's going to get lustered too. And then I started making Christmas trees. So there will be an upcoming video on Christmas trees. This is Pottery by Mac. And this is on the red Sedona clay by Aardvark. And this is the Coyote White. It's a staple for our studio. And it just looks amazing on the red clay. It pretty much looks good on any clay except for I don't like it on the black clay. It goes a yucky brown color on the black clay. But then there's not much that actually works on the black clay. That red fire brick from Amico does, though. It's stunning. This is Hannah's, her hand-built tumblers. I'm not sure what glaze she used here, but it's stunning. And she's also, all the texture and so forth, she's made her own stamps. That one, I believe, is Honey Flux. And this is the red Sedona clay. And this is textured turquoise, I believe, by Amico. And we are starting Christmas cottages. 'Tis the time of year. And what's really cool with this clay, it almost looks like gingerbread, doesn't it? Beautiful. This is Pottery by Mac again. And she's just dipped the top in the coyote white. She's ahead of the game. I've made one. She's made quite a few more. These are also hers. And the transfers are Elan transfers, I believe. And red Sedona clay again with the coyote white. Great mug. Just great mug. Whoever gets that's going to love it. Such talent coming out of my studio. I just love it. And McKay, she's saved my bacon. McKay and Mickey, I don't have anything of Mickey's in here. And Mickey is Nightcraft Co. Those two are running the studio, teaching the classes, loading the kilns, just, basically doing everything that it takes to run a studio and just killing it. Saving my bacon, those two. This is a teapot by Pottery by Mac, and she faceted the sides of it. Very, very classic. And here are some more trees, and this was done. I do have texture on there. It's kind of hard to see in the video. I dipped them in blue spruce by Clayscapes, and I love that glaze. And I did honey flux at the top. I kind of wish I hadn't. I mean, it's okay. And I do plan to luster the star, gold luster the star, but it highlighted the texture so well. I wish I hadn't done the honey flux, but live and learn. That's what pottery is all about. Trying this, trying that, seeing what you like. More slugs coming out of the bottom of this. And a couple of magnets by Hannah. As I hobble around here. I walk like I'm 90. Anyway, it'll get better. I just got to keep reminding myself. Lots of spoon rests in here. Mac's got a bunch of holiday shows coming up. And these are for that. And they're done with the coyote white. Coyote white is one of McKay's favorites, I believe, especially when you're on the dark clay. These are plates for butter dishes that are in the bottom. And these are the faceted mugs to go with the teapots. And they're just done on B-mix with white, the coyote white. These, I'm going to be getting me one of these. These are McKay's again, and I was a child of the 70s and had fireplaces like this and cute little votive, or incense burner. I'm going to need one. She knows I'm going to need one too, so. More of these mugs with the tree transfers by Elan, E-L-A-N transfers. More slugs. Love the slugs. And I really need my hair done. Amazing what you notice when you're actually doing a voiceover versus actually talking during the video. All right, here I noticed something interesting. The snowflake transfers actually show through the white glaze, which is kind of interesting. Gives me ideas of what I can try. So I think that's very, very cool. You would think that the white glaze being opaque like it is, that it would have covered up those transfers. So Makes me wonder what I'm going to do with that. These are Hannah's, and I believe that is Arctic Blue. And this is the Honey Flux. And those are both Amico glazes on the red Sedona clay. Beautiful. Berry Bowl on B-Mix. And this is Sea Mist with Opulence. Stunning glaze. Really easy to work with. She carved out, or she waxed the carvings so that at the top, so the design didn't get filled in. Okay, potters out there, we can't keep buttercrocks in. So make some buttercrocks this holiday season. And then here are the butter dishes that went with the plates. Very, very fun. Look good on anybody's counter. Yeah, check out Instagram, Pottery by Mac, M-A-K, or if you need a slug or tumblers, going to Pot, T-W-O, on Instagram and contact them if there's anything in here that you would like for holiday gifts coming up. Nothing makes a better gift than handmade pottery, in my opinion. All right, that looks like it. Nope, we have a cute little house. Another one by Mac. Okay, welcome to the surgery. I came into the studio because it's much, much warmer in here than the garage. So we're going to attempt to separate these two. They're joined on the nose and on the beard. I hate to say it, but I don't think my fairy's going to make it, but hopefully the gnome will. So my surgical scalpel, we're going to try this. I've actually never used a hacksaw on pottery, so this will be a first for me. But those are so close, I can't get in with my Dremel or with my grinder. So hopefully the hacksaw will do it, and then we can clean up with the Dremel. If it doesn't, then poor fairy's gonna get it. Oh God, it's gonna hurt. All right. So let's give it a try. Let me see if I can get you a little closer so you can see a little bit better. If you actually even want to watch this, I really don't even want to do it. I've saved things before, but this has actually probably been, this is probably one of my worst. I'm going to be smart about it, and we're going to get a sponge just so I don't do any more damage. You know what? I don't even know if I can get the hacksaw in there without, I can't even, let's see, maybe I can get it down here. Well, guess what? I don't think the hacksaw is going to do it. Which means the fairy's going to get it. All right, let's try this one first. Wow. Hey, hammer did it. Whoo! Hammer did it. So I'm hoping I can clean this up and clean up her wing. Wow. And then I know I can clean him up, and then he'll get refired. So basically what I'll do now is this. So I am going to go outside and do this and put on my safety glasses and show you how that's done. Okay, safety first. I usually always do this over my
cool thing about doing the gnome and his beard is that you won't ever know that he had the surgery. By the time I glaze, and because I was able to grind down into the grooves of his beard, it actually just gave him a little bit more texture, and his nose will come out just fine too. So, woo! All right, Lynn. You'll have to let me know if you still want him. Okay, we'll see you. I'll actually show you how he turns out.
Here's all the fairy houses with their floral bases. They just look so adorable. And then our gnome-ectomy was successful. We just need to give him another kiln firing to fix him, but those are both of the gnomes. So all in all, a pretty successful firing. So I'm really happy with this. I'm really happy we were able to save the big guy. He's just too stinking cute. Anyway, thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next one. In the meantime, have a great Thanksgiving holiday this week. Today is Saturday, I think. Not sure what the date of November. When you're recovering from surgery, you never know what day it is. I just know it's a Saturday before Thanksgiving. For those of you celebrating Thanksgiving in the U.S., have a great one. And for the rest of you around the world, I hope this week is a great one for you too. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.